All right, you degenerates, welcome back to another deep dive. Today we're going balls deep into the world of jazz with the one and only Duke fucking Ellington.
We're going beyond that bullshit Wikipedia page everyone reads. You're going to get the raw, uncut story of how this dude went from tinkling those ivories in D.C. to becoming a global goddamn icon. You know what I'm saying?
Now let's cut the crap and rewind the clock back to 1899. This dude is born in Washington, D.C. Both his parents, get this, were pianists. Talking about destiny calling, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So little Edward Kennedy Ellington, yeah, that's his real name, is basically swimming in musical talent from day one.
Imagine the sounds this kid was surrounded by, man. The kind of environment that just breeds a musical monster, you know? It's no wonder. He starts composing his own shit at 14 with soda fountain rag.
14.
Yeah.
I was still picking my nose and trying to cheat at Super Mario Bros. At that age. But Ellington, he's out here hustling, composing ragtime hits. I bet you could already tell this kid was going places.
Oh, absolutely. But here's the thing, though. Music wasn't his only game. This dude was a damn good baseball player, too. Almost snagged an art scholarship, you know?
Multi-talented motherfucker.
Exactly. All this feeds into his creative drive. This is a guy who absorbs everything around him. From the rhythms of the streets to the colors of a painting, it all gets channeled into his music.
Okay, so we got this multi-talented teenager, probably breaking hearts and composing symphonies in his head. Then, bam, he drops out of high school to chase the music dream. Classic fucking rebel move.
Classic. 1917, he's already leading his own band, the Duke Serenaders.
Duke Serenader. Wait, is that where he gets the nickname Duke from?
Not quite. The nickname comes from his swagger, his style, you know. People said he carried himself like royalty, hence Duke.
You gotta have some serious confidence to pull off a name like that. So he's leading his band, playing gigs around D.C., but let's be real. The real action's in New York City, am I right?
You're damn right. That's exactly where he ends up. 1923, Ellington takes his talents to Harlem. That's where the real story begins.
Harlem in the 1920s, that was a melting pot of creativity and chaos. Jazz, blues, art, literature. It was a goddamn explosion of culture. What's it like for a young Duke? Trying to make a name for himself in this wild scene.
It's a struggle, man. He's playing pool for money, hustling for gigs, anything to survive. But at the same time, he's soaking it all up, learning from the best, you know, honing his craft.
And then comes the big break, right? The Cotton Club. This is where Duke Ellington goes from talented musician to a goddamn legend.
The Cotton Club was the hottest spot in Harlem, and Ellington's band gets a 4-year residency there. They're playing for celebrities, gangsters, socialites. The whole damn world is watching.
It's not just any gig. They're broadcasting live on the radio, nationwide. Suddenly, Duke Ellington's everywhere.
This is where the Ellington sound really takes shape, man. We're talking jungle style, raw, visceral music, captures the energy of the city, you know, like growl trumpets, trombone wah-wahs, a rhythm section that's tighter than a pair of skinny jeans.
Yeah, and a big part of that sound comes from a guy named Bubba Miley.
Right.
A trumpet player with a tragic story, but a damn innovator in his own right.
Bubba Miley was the heart and soul of that early Ellington sound. Practically invented the growl trumpet technique, created this raw, almost vocal sound that gave Ellington's music its signature edge.
Tragically, Miley died young, but his influence on Ellington was huge. It's like Miley's spirit lived on in the music, pushing Ellington to experiment and push boundaries even further.
That's exactly right. Ellington was devastated by Miley's death, but he channeled that grief into his music, made it even more powerful and expressive.
And then comes Creole Love Call. This is the song that blows the roof off the Cotton Club. It makes Duke Ellington a household name.
Talk about a game changer, man. This song, with Adelaide Hall's haunting vocals, becomes a worldwide hit, even in racially segregated America. It's a testament to the power of music, to transcend boundaries, you know?
It's like Ellington was saying, fuck your categories, fuck your limitations. This music is for everyone.
That's what makes him so damn revolutionary. He's not just making music, he's challenging the status quo. He's using his platform to speak truth to power.
But he's not satisfied with just being a hit maker, is he? Ellington has bigger ambitions. He wants to create something more, something that breaks free from those limitations of the 3-minute pop song.
You're starting to see the true genius of this guy. He's not content with just churning out dance tunes. He wants to create art, tell stories, push boundaries of what jazz can be. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. All right, so we left off with Duke Ellington. This dude is feeling creatively stifled by those damn 3-minute records. He's got all these ideas, stories he wants to tell with his music. But he's stuck playing the hits at the Cotton Club.
Yeah, he's ready to level up, you know? This is where his ambition starts to shine.
So what does he do? write a strongly worded letter
Hmm.
to the record companies? Does he start a protest outside the Cotton Club?
He does what any goddamn genius would do. He writes Reminiscing in Tempo.
Reminiscing in Tempo, a 4-part suite, dedicated to his mother. See?
Yeah.
I told you this guy had a heart under all that swagger.
It's a bold move, a 4-part suite. When everyone else is doing 3-minute songs, Ellington's saying, fuck the rules, I'm doing this my way. And guess what? It works.
People are blown away. This isn't just dance music anymore. It's a goddamn musical journey, an exploration of emotion and memory.
Exactly. It paves the way for his next big experiment, Symphony in Black.
This one's a goddamn masterpiece, a short film with an extended musical piece about Black American life. And get this, it wins a fucking Oscar.
Ellington was a visionary, man. He saw the potential of film to tell stories through music and imagery. Symphony in Black wasn't just a musical achievement, it was a cultural landmark.
It's like he's saying, look, Hollywood, you think you know Black America? Well, here's the real deal. Raw and uncut.
And it resonates. People are moved, challenged, inspired. Ellington's breaking down barriers, pushing boundaries, and he's just getting started.
But he doesn't do it alone, right? Enter Billy Strayhorn, the Robin to Ellington's Batman. This is where things get really interesting.
Strayhorn wasn't just a collaborator. He was Ellington's soulmate, his musical twin. Their connection went beyond music. It was a deep personal bond that fueled their creativity.
They were practically joined at the hip, man. Living together, composing together, pushing each other to new heights. Talk about a power couple.
And Strayhorn brings something unique to the table, classical training. This allows Ellington to explore more complex arrangements, to create richer, more layered compositions.
It's like adding a whole new dimension to their sound. And the hits keep coming. Sophisticated lady, mood to go. And of course, the iconic Take the A Train.
Take the A Train. The anthem of New York City, man. The sound of urban cool. It's a testament to their collaboration, their ability to capture the essence of a place and time in music.
And it all started with a crumpled up piece of paper with directions to Ellington's apartment. Strayhorn takes those directions, take the A Train, and turns them into a goddamn jazz standard.
That's the kind of magic they created together, taking the mundane and transforming it into something extraordinary.
But let's not forget, this is the 1930s and 40s. The world's going to shit with World War II. But Ellington and Strayhorn keep creating, keep innovating.
They're a beacon of light in a dark time, man, bringing joy, solace, escape through their music.
And they're not just playing it safe. Ellington keeps pushing the envelope, bringing in new talent, expanding his sound. He forms a full orchestra, adding strings, woodwinds, even Latin percussion.
He's creating a sonic tapestry, weaving together different genres, different cultures, different experiences. It's a reflection of his own personality, you know. His insatiable curiosity, his willingness to embrace the new and unexpected.
He surrounds himself with some of the best musicians in the world. Jimmy Blanton on bass, Ben Webster on tenor sax, Ray Nance on trumpet and violin. It's like he's assembling a goddamn dream team of jazz.
And he knows how to get the best out of them. He's not just a band leader, he's a conductor, a composer, a mentor, a friend.
And let's not forget the singers. Ivy Anderson, Herb Jeffries, Al Hibbler. These are voices that can melt your heart one minute and make you want to dance your ass off the next.
Ellington understood the power of the human voice. He treated it like another instrument, blending it seamlessly with the orchestra, creating a rich, textured sound. That was unlike anything else.
So you got this incredible orchestra, this creative powerhouse, led by a genius who's always looking for the next challenge. What happens next?
Well, the post-war years bring new challenges. Tastes are changing, the big band era is fading. But Ellington refuses to be sidelined.
He's a survivor. He knows how to adapt, how to reinvent himself.
He starts composing for film, he tours Europe, he collaborates with other artists, he even writes a goddamn musical, Jump for Joy.
Jump for Joy, a musical that celebrates Black culture and challenges racial stereotypes. Even in the face of adversity, Ellington never loses sight of his social conscience.
He's a true artist, using his music to speak truth to power, to uplift and inspire, to make the world a more just and equitable place.
But even with all this success, all this innovation, there's a sense that Ellington's been overlooked, that his genius hasn't been fully recognized.
That's about to change. In 1956, Duke Ellington and his orchestra take the stage at the Newport Jazz Festival. And the rest, as they say, is history.
The Newport Jazz Festival, the legendary comeback, the moment Duke Ellington reminds the world, who the fuck is boss?
It's an electrifying performance. Paul Gonsalves' saxophone solo on diminuendo and crescendo in blue. It goes on for 27 choruses. The crowd goes wild. and Ellington is back on top.
It's a reminder that this guy's a force of nature, a musical titan, who can command a stage and captivate an audience like no one else.
And he doesn't stop there. He collaborates with Ella Fitzgerald. On her Duke Ellington songbook, he writes suites inspired by Shakespeare, Tchaikovsky, even Edvard Grieg.
The man's got a bottomless well of creativity. Like, he can't stop creating. He's driven by some inner force that compels him to keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And he never compromises his vision. He stays true to himself, to his music, and to his message, even when it's not popular or commercially viable.
That's what makes him so damn inspiring.
Yeah.
He's not just a musician. He's an innovator, a visionary, a true original. He's a goddamn legend. All right, so we got Duke Ellington riding high after that Newport comeback. He's back on top of the world. But this motherfucker's not content with just sitting back and relaxing, is he?
No way, man. This is a guy who thrives on pushing boundaries. The 60s are a wild time, and Ellington's right in the thick of it, collaborating with some of his old rivals like Count Basie, and jamming with the new generation of jazz cats like John Coltrane.
Ellington and Basie on the same stage. That must have been one hell of a show.
It was like a meeting of the titans, man. Two musical giants, each with their own unique style and approach. It's like watching a heavyweight boxing match where both fighters are champions.
And Coltrane? That dude was a force of nature. Imagine the sounds they created together. The energy, the improvisation, the sheer brilliance.
Ellington was always open to new ideas, new sounds, you know. He wasn't afraid to experiment, to push the limits of what jazz could be. And collaborating with Coltrane, that's like stepping into a musical time machine, a glimpse into the future of jazz.
But here's where things get really interesting. Ellington takes a hard left turn and starts composing his sacred concerts. This is where he blends jazz and gospel in a way that nobody had ever seen before.
It was a bold move, a controversial move. Some people thought it was sacrilegious, mixing sacred music with secular jazz. But Ellington didn't give a damn. He was a deeply spiritual man, and he saw no contradiction between his faith and his music.
He's like, fuck your categories, fuck your preconceptions.
Yeah.
Music is a universal language, and I'm going to use it to speak to the soul.
The sacred concerts were a testament to his faith, his vision, and his unwavering belief in the power of music to transcend boundaries. He performed them in churches, cathedrals, concert halls, all over the world.
And these weren't just one-off things, right? He kept composing and performing them for the rest of his career. It became a central part of his musical legacy.
Absolutely. He created 3 sacred concerts in total, each one exploring different themes, different emotions, different aspects of his faith. He even started writing an opera, Queenie Pie, although he never finished it.
An opera? Damn, the man was unstoppable. He was like a creative machine.
Yeah.
Always churning out new ideas, new projects, new challenges.
And even as he got older, even as his health declined, he never stopped creating. He kept touring, kept composing, kept pushing himself to new heights.
He was a true artist, a goddamn inspiration. It's hard to believe that one man could accomplish so much in a single lifetime. We're talking over 1,000 compositions, countless recordings, world tours, film scores, even a goddamn Broadway musical.
It's a staggering legacy. A testament to his genius, his dedication, and his unwavering belief in the power of music. Duke Ellington wasn't just a musician. He was a cultural icon, a visionary, a true original.
He redefined what it meant to be a jazz musician, and he did it all with style, grace, and a swagger that was all his own. So what's the takeaway here? What should our listeners remember about Duke Ellington?
Remember his fearlessness, his willingness to break the rules, to defy expectations, to push the boundaries of what's possible. Remember his humanity, his compassion, his deep connection to his heritage and his community. And most importantly, remember his music. It's a gift, a treasure, a legacy that will continue to inspire and amaze for generations to come.
Well said. My friend Duke Ellington was a goddamn force of nature, and his music will live on forever. All right, you beautiful degenerates, that's a wrap on another deep dive. Go out there and listen to some Duke Ellington. And remember, always be yourself, never be afraid to swing, and fuck the haters.